Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Can
I'm
you hear
okay. How
me
you doing?
okay?
You hear me clearly?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Is the music too loud?
Kind of.
It's better?
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday, perhaps happy Wednesday, depending upon where you are on the globe. Today's one-on-one is with a content creator or YouTuber known as Sis. So, Sis, if you would like, and actually I would prefer, because you can do your name the best justice, if you would introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi. How's everybody doing? Sis Wabbit with a wrench, from the Wabbit sector.
Oh, God. Okay. If you would like, briefly, could you let everyone know what the Wabbit sector is? And we'll move on from that. But again, thank you so much for taking time out for this interview. It's been, what, months in the making?
Yes, definitely months in the making.
And I would like to thank you for inviting me on your platform, which was not hostile at all. I'm still going to get you for letting Kilo come up and dog my boys, but that'll be later on this season.
Well, you're welcome on my panel at any time, and it was a pleasure to have you up there. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. So, again, briefly, please explain to those that are listening what the WABIT, and that's what the W, everyone, sector is. And I'll go ahead and put my mic on mute.
Okay. Well, for the most part, the Wabbit sector is basically a sector full of talented, free-thinking individuals, who were former Kwame Brown supporters. We were were part of the people who supported Kwame Brown in the chats pretty much the most, and we got isolated and basically excommunicated and penalized for having our own opinions. So because of that, we were basically isolated from all the other chats associated with Kwame Brown, and we in turn decided to stick together and basically build with each other, therefore creating our own sector. And
Okay, well, that's as
it.
brief and concise as possible. Good morning, Julia Brown. I'm sorry, Julia Graham. You all have to excuse me. I feel like I just got in. So, with that, I'm not going to elaborate too much on that. I'll just use a colloquialism. If you know, you know. Good morning, Ronald Jones. How are you? I'm doing well. So, there are many, as a matter of fact. Well, that's where I began. And I've told this story many times back in June, but a lot of things went on. And I will say, I still support many people. Some may have opinions about that, good, bad, or indifferent. But again, a lot of things have happened. Some people may have disassociated themselves or aligned with other people. A lot of people may have had run-ins. You and I, in the very beginning, did just that because of miscommunication, things that I didn't know, things you may not have known at the time. But as time forges ahead, many people are seeing some things that have transpired. Again, there will always be people that will be or provide dissenting opinions, and opinions are just that. Also, there are facts to substantiate a lot of things. So I know that there is a lot of quote unquote infighting. I myself, I don't really want to be involved with that. Sometimes people will drag you in, either subconsciously or willingly and knowingly. So you just have to be careful. And as far as this platform is concerned, it has been extremely peaceful. I've had to do many things to keep it that way. But even with the tightest security and technology, there will be trolls that come in. That is why I always caution people to continue to protect the integrity of this platform, not just for myself, but people who come up, such as you and other guests that I have, because I would assume, because I don't want to speak for you or anyone else, that you don't want your platform tainted with negativity or possible consequences that may hurt your growth. But as of today, it seems like you're growing just fine, and your setup, I wanted to let you know, is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So that is the first part. And secondly, where did Sis come from? The name Sis, is it just a nickname?
Well, it's actually I was actually named after a reggae artist. So the people in my neighborhood started calling me Sis. It's short for Sizzla Kalonji. That's a reggae artist. And when I was about 16, 17, I was into Rastafarian and reggae music real heavy. So I basically once I started becoming a Rastafarian, and I was into it so much, I was into the music a lot. People started calling me that reggae artist name, and it stuck with me forever, basically. So now it's part of my persona now.
Good morning, Micho. And Ronald Jones says, I'm Rasta. Ronald Jones, I thought you were Geechee. But anyway, so do you still consider yourself Rasta, Sis?
No,
You do not.
but I definitely kept the principles as far as the natural lifestyle. I've kept the principles.
Okay, and what are I'll just say first 3 principal lifestyles?
Basically to always have a balance with the earth, to be one with nature, and to respect nature. So it's pretty much understanding that nature is a part of you. You're a part of nature. Don't take advantage. Don't deplete the earth from one resource just for your selfish gains. Always understand there's a balance. Don't be greedy, because there's always a balance, and take care of the earth because it gives you life. Take care of the food. Don't poison the food, because that's what you need for life. So I have more of a appreciation for nature and the earth, and I don't see money when it comes to dealing with the actual nature. Money don't have a place in the way that I view nature.
Okay, speaking of that, Letitia's third eye, POV. Thank you so much for your blessing, and may it be returned abundantly. Well, I'm definitely into nature and natural. I am a raw vegan. Nature, and I just posted a video that I took yesterday while I was out just watching geese. Just the peaceful nature of animals, especially geese and ducks. I always said that if I was ever blessed with my dream home, I would definitely have a duck pond. But yes, I believe in nature 100%, but I also believe in what you put out in the universe, you get back. So to piggyback off of what you said, as far as money is concerned, distracting one, welcome. thank you as well for your blessing, and may it be returned abundantly. Says, I'm not sure if you're able to, but if you would like, and I do ask this of people, put your cash up as well so that people can show their appreciation to you.
Sure. What do you
Give
want me
you
to put
a
it?
moment to do that, and then I'll continue with my thought. But again, welcome everyone. We unlock. Good morning, happy Tuesday to you, and happy new day to everyone. We are having a one-on-one with Sis, and let me put his link in once he gets his Cash App up. And I do this often. I will speak to people within the sector, those out of the sector, and Neon Lock says, same here. And of course, those that have watched or listened to me for a while, those off of YouTube.
And
I
that's
have,
actually
I'm
sorry to
sorry,
cut
go ahead,
you.
sis.
That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna start doing that when I
Yes,
have special guests. I'm actually gonna start implementing that. So thank you for that.
absolutely. Long live LEA. Thank you for your blessing, and may it be returned abundantly. Yes, that has really helped me a lot.
Hmm.
And also, when you do networking streams, I have a vegan channel. I already have the subs, I've had them since last year, but I just need to get the watch time up.
Okay.
And that will be the next thing because that's really more what I'm into. But I love engaging and talking to people. Sometimes the conversations may be controversial. I had one not too long ago, and it was dissecting the manosphere, and it got a little bit, I'll say,
I
but
can imagine.
yes, it did because I'm still learning that. But I just think it's beneficial when you actually explore other areas because there's so much content out. And yes, I understand the entertainment value, but at the same time, I believe, and this is just my belief, it's good when you connect with others because there could be others that share your same sentiment. And not only that, there are so many that are talented with drops and music. There's one, his name is TMK Media, and
Hmm.
I'm trying to get with him, but let me not say that. I would like to connect with him. I have to be careful with my words because, as you know, some people will comb through every consonant, vowel that you say and turn it into something else. So
Hmm.
let me retract that and say I would like to connect with him because he has some awesome edits and music as well. Good morning, Real Time TV. How are you this Tuesday morning? So, when you mentioned money, and YouTube for many is a business, and in business, it is your goal to make money. But
Right.
in your opinion, and again, strictly your opinion, do you think that some have allowed what they've seen thus far, as far as influx of money or cash apps or super chats when they're in the upper echelon? Do you think that has changed people and has made them fall off track, or is it just part of the business?
Well, it depends on the individual, and whether or not they have any principles that they really stand on, or if they just doing whatever to get money. Because it's such a vast platform that just because you get an influx of cash apps or influx of monetization doesn't mean that you have to become a different person. Maybe you will have to move differently to protect yourself and your investment as you grow. But some people, as they get money, their true character comes out, and some people lose all integrity to get the money, and You know, so I've seen on many levels. I've seen people get humbled by the cash apps, and I see people lose their mind over the cash apps and monetization.
Absolutely. I can say that I've witnessed some of that, but again, those are just my opinions. And
Mhm.
I guess I can say that because even though I'll get them here and there and I appreciate it, I do put it back in the channel and I give back. Not only that, some of the interviews that I do get people off of YouTube,
Mhm.
they're blessings, to be honest. But at the same time, because they're taking out their time, it is only right, in my opinion, to give back. And then when you establish a rapport with other content creators, you don't know who they may know and can align you with people. If people have been following me for a while, I've had Judge Joe Brown on this platform maybe 5 or 6 times now. I had him and Papa Duck together.
Mhm.
And even though there weren't many people here and people have made comments about that, at this point, and I'm going to be honest, I don't
Mhm.
care if there's 2 or 3, as long as someone can glean something positive from that conversation, that's a win for me. I'm
Right.
very patient. And I guess maybe it's because I'm at a different level in life, meaning age and wisdom and then challenges I've had. But those things for me, they're not as important as it may be for others. That's not to knock anyone.
Right.
Everyone starts off certain ways, and I'll be the first to say I've jumped out the window when I've had my certain situation.
Mhm.
And when you go through certain things, you get, well, some people may get paranoid. You don't know who to trust. And I'm still like that. And I
Right.
will always give people a chance. But at the same time, I also study behavior and patterns. And just because I may not say anything, I don't want anyone to ever think I don't see and I don't hear. Now, those that I've forgiven, I mean that I've forgiven and I've moved on, but certain things I'm not going to forget. And
Right.
I for everybody of that. Well, it depends on how far or how deep the cut was. But I also, as a believer, have to keep in mind sometimes when people are in a hurt place, they may hurt others. We never know. So I just have to keep that in mind. And I'd like to get your thoughts on that.
Well, there's a lot of broken people on the internet, and what I kind of find out is that this YouTube and social media is an escape for a lot of people, and I try not to let that really break my peace. But you know, as you interact with people, you know, you learn from them. You learn different things, and your energy pretty much attracts other. You pretty much attract what you put out. You know, initially I put out positive energy, and and it pretty much attracted positive people around me. But also those same people, we shared a lot of the same principles and values. So the energy that brought us together, even though we might not agree on everything, the core values and foundations you pretty much can say is the same. And that's the positive part about it. But then there's also the negative, because you can't really have one without the other. So you're gonna have to deal with the negative part about it, and with that comes the people who don't like to see positivity, the people who feed off of destroying or disrupting anything that seems like it's a high vibration, high frequency. It has people who basically feed off of creating low vibrations, and that feeds into the whole thing of hurt people hurt people. So with that, it's just understanding who you are as a person, and once you understand who you are as a person, if you're not one of those people who hurt people, then you wouldn't really stoop to certain levels, and you really wouldn't worry about certain things. It's even people showing up in your chat. The most important thing is having people that can actually understand what you're saying, the sincerity. Sometimes people gravitate towards other people just because they have an interest in mind. But when people gravitate towards you because of you get a better experience. So, there's a lot of different levels to it.
Absolutely. And you just said something poignant about people gravitating. And as we know, people are fickle. They are with you one moment, and then the next moment they're somewhere else. And again, we all are free to go where we decide to go. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And oh gosh, thank you, Ronald Jones, for returning. Hopefully you're out feeding the birds somewhere or at work. But thank you, Sis, for being a member. I really appreciate that. You mentioned, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I literally feel like I just got in. I'll have to leave out again shortly. But anyway, you were talking about gravitating. And I remember when I first started, a lot of people were supporting, but because of a decision I made, that went left. And almost 2 years later, everything changes. But what I can say, as far as you and your growth, you have had people that, I don't really want to use the word loyal, because that's also sticky, because there are people that will purport to be loyal, but then things will change. But from what I've seen, and I watch from the bushes as well, when I do have time, your core group has been by your side this entire time. So what do you attribute that to?
The actual community and rapport that was built in the chats before I became a content creator. The fact that I wasn't a content creator that be in the chats. I was a chat person who became a content creator, a regular subscriber who became a content creator. So my goals, my intentions is different than the average content creator. I am the people. So when I do my content, I do it for me as a subscriber. I think about all the things that a subscriber would think about. I think about all the things that, I would think about if I was in that position. And the people that I came up around, they have a lot of those same traits. So because there's so much great minds, and we built a whole community. We took the principles that people would just say out their mouth and not actually implement. We took those principles and we built it. We would see each other all different places. We would share ideas. We would even offer to help each other. And this is when we were strangers. When I say help each other with information and stuff, some people had access to resources, and just once I started the Discord, or I created the Discord and everybody came in, the Discord itself, the people, those same people help build a community and a foundation that basically follows me everywhere. When I say follows me everywhere, basically it's a part of me. I'm a part of the community, and wherever I go, the community is there, because it's basically it's not set in stone in no one location. And everybody's a part of it, because I didn't really build it by myself. I put in a lot of work to get it where it is. However, these people been with me from the start. They helped me get here.
Absolutely. And it shows in your product that you have now. And I've said this before, I'm not a techie person. One of these days, if I'm led to do so, I may start with a little few bells and whistles, but for me, and this is just for me, because I'm much older than many of you, and there's no age cap on anything, but I do have other things that I'm doing outside of this. For those that are really putting all of their blood, sweat, and tears into this, you can actually see it with their product. Your drops are funny. And I saw one of my supporters, someone that I interviewed, and I ran it again yesterday, Information Man Show. So that goes
Shout
to
out to
show
Information Man
you
Show.
never know who's watching and
Right.
who may like certain things about your content. There are a lot of people, and I learned this from both Damn D and Mob Only last year. And that's why I will always give Damn D love. I know a lot of people feel certain ways about everybody. There are people that feel a certain way about me. I cannot
Right.
change that, no matter what I may say, what growth I may exude. It doesn't matter. Some people will just keep certain things in their head. And I'm not going to take myself to a earlier grade and worrying about that. But that just goes to show that when people see talent, no matter what it is, they can extrapolate from that and take the opportunity to find out who that person is. And drops and thumbnails, I didn't know anything about that until I had that podcast with Mob Only, and then D chimed in on the importance of those. And still, I am nowhere near the level of so many people on here, but I see where that can actually draw people in, as they both mentioned, and how it can help your audience engage. So with that, what was your skill level in the beginning, and how did it catapult to where it is now as far as your drops are concerned?
Well, my skill level was 0. And
When you say 0, what do you mean?
I didn't know how to edit at all.
Oh, okay. Continue.
I had no clue on what to do. I asked the guys that I pretty much look up to, that was doing the edits, and I had access to Mr. Fair Use, Self-Awareness, Meal Ticket. Reached out to them, and I would ask them, well, what programs do you use? What do you suggest as a beginner? What is the name of that technique that you use to get this effect? How was you able to get that effect? So I became like a little kid. I probably was annoying, but I got 1,000 questions, and I'm coming and I'm asking, and they point me in the right direction. And the thing about me is, what you will learn is, I'm sincere most of the time. Well, I'm sincere. Let me not say most of the time. I'm sincere when I want something. So if I'm asking you to give me directions to get to something, if you ever go to that destination, you're going to see me there, and you're going to realize that I followed all the directions to get there. So they point me in the right directions, and I started learning about different programs and software, and then I would spend days, hours, just learning tutorials, doing beginners courses, and this is all on YouTube. I'm doing all this stuff on YouTube. Some of these courses is 30 something episodes long, an hour, 2 hour episodes, and I'm watching them all. And it's taking me time, and I'm doing little stuff in between. I gotta learn Photoshop. I gotta learn, the editing programs. I gotta learn all this stuff, and I'm taking the time to learn it. And the people are supporting me. So I started off on my phone. I couldn't even share the screen because on the phone you have to download the file. So that forced me to have to edit because I didn't have a laptop. So I had to make the videos. I had to pre-prepare the videos that I wanted to show in order to have my live stream on my phone. So that's how I started, really focusing on clipping and getting the exact portion that I need to make the point that I want to make. And I ended up with a whole lot of clips. And just doing those shows, the people was donating, and I did not expect donations because my main thing was clearing my name. So with the donations, I mean, sometimes the donations would be so good that I can actually put it towards equipment. So I would take my money and the money that the people sent me, and I bought a brand new laptop, the best one I can get for entry level, maxed it, put all the upgrades I can to give it the most memory, more storage, most everything. And this is all because the people, they keep supporting me financially. Like, they're giving me their donation dollars, and I'm taking all of that and I'm putting it back into the craft, into programs, softwares, equipment, everything. And it just made me want to be better, because I felt like quality, these people deserve quality stuff because they're supporting me. They're actually giving me their money and I didn't ask for it. So it gave me a drive to want to give them the best quality content that I can. And that's pretty much why I always strive to make innovations. And you see, I'm always trying to get the best because the people support me, and I don't want to give them lazy content. I want to make sure that the money that they are spending feels like they're not wasting it.
Absolutely. And to piggyback off of that, that's funny because when I first started, I actually, and I'm glad it's gone now, but I began from my poor little phone, and I believe I was upside down the entire time. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, if I could do a blooper reel, that would be golden, but I'm not going to do that. I've moved forward, but again, I can see with you and many, many others, you mentioned Mr. Fairuse, also a meal ticket. But if you go to other sectors like TMK Media, who's also known as Dr. Bombay, and if I get him up and you see some of their work, it's absolutely amazing. Those are a group of brothers, though, and sisters that are in the quote-unquote conscious community. However, they can roast and get down with the get down, if you will, if you push them. So it's always good, in my opinion, to establish a rapport and a good rapport. And keep in mind, there are some people that enjoy certain types of content. There are others, like I have followers who are truly spiritual, and I caution them before you blindly subscribe, and that's something I'll touch on next. Make sure that you go and look at the content. And when I do the network streams on the weekend, when I actually have some time, I actually go through and show people how to properly network, and I'll show pages what their content is about, so you can make your own conscious decision whether or not you want to subscribe. And they have a variety of content. You go in, you give us a subscribe if you'd like to. Again, that's if you'd like to do that. Also, there are a lot of people that will sit there and listen to your content, and sometimes people may not say anything in the chat because of certain I'll just say situations, if you will,
Mhm.
that are going on either in the past or present, and they don't want to really cause any additional rift or confusion or any levels of discomfort. And I say that often. If I feel as though my presence will make that have that feeling or atmosphere in the chat, I'll leave out quietly because I do not want the host, number one, to be distracted and any hard feelings going on in the chat. So I'll give a like and let them know I was there, and then I'll leave out just out of respect. But you go in, as I said, to a page, and if you truly enjoy the content, subscribe to that person. If you feel as though you want to continue to watch their content, hit the like button and also leave a comment. If you are monetized, listen to at least 15 to 30 seconds of their ads. If they have memberships, and if you're available and you're able, a lot of people are not. I mean, I give when I can, but again, I do have things outside of YouTube that I put my money into as well, but I will give back here and there. So what comes in truly goes back out. Now, I don't have, like I said, the bells and whistles as many, but again, if I'm able to, and if I'm led to in the future, I'll do that. But you made a good point about a lazy content creator. Now, what is your term analogy for being lazy? Meaning you have the tools and the skills and the guidance now, and you don't utilize it, or you just don't know.
Well, the ones who actually know and will settle for less because they know the audience is glad to see them. So basically, the fact that they know the audience is happy to see them will make them do the bare minimum. And I feel like even though they're happy to see you, why not give them something, more valuable if you can? Some people feel like they are the value, so they don't need to do anything else, which they don't have to. But it does add value to what you already have. So you are valuable, but you can also add value to your value. And some people settle for the fact that they're valuable, so they don't need to add no more value to themselves or anything they got going on. And I find that to be a disservice, especially when the people are constantly supporting. So when they're constantly supporting, I feel like, why not add some value to what they're constantly putting in, because they're buying into the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Why not? You know what I mean? I just don't see why not.
Okay, you have a comment here from Amelia. Amelia has been with me from day one. So shout out to you, Amelia, so much for staying with me and laughing at me during my sports talk. Those are actually those what I love the most. So when football season comes, a lot of you all sleep on me, but I know my sports. Amelia, you know that too, even though my team lost. But anyway, she says, sis, I love how you invest in your craft. And that's absolutely correct. Some of you all know what I do, some of you don't, but that's why a lot of the clients that I have will call me, because they know if they give me something to do, something to find, somebody to find out whether or not a case really should be investigated. There are people that they'll go maybe one time and that's it. No, you have to go above and beyond. And when you do that, yes, it's tedious, it's time consuming. But when you have clients who know your reputation and they give you carte blanche, there's no way in the world I can go say, well, I went there 2 times, nobody was there, and give that to them. Then they'll look at me like, are you serious? No, there's much more to it. If they're not there, then you wait, or you ask neighbors, or you find out business information. You track cars, you track behavior, patterns, everything. You must go above and beyond. And that's basically what you're saying. You have to perfect your craft, because if you don't, there's someone else out there that may be doing the same as you or more than you. And that can cost you a client. And if you liken it to what people are doing on YouTube, it could cost you a member or a subscriber or both,
Right.
in my opinion.
I agree. I agree with you. And thank you for that comment. Um, I
Well, Rick,
invest
we're
in.
not doing anything with toys on this page. No offense, but you're welcome for coming in. And yes, you do have to perfect your craft. So I'm going to go into a little bit of, I don't want to call it the beef word, but I'll just say the disagreements.
Mhm.
Those that are legitimate versus manufactured. Would the naked eye's lens be able to detect that, or would you just have to know?
It's complicated because some people have been doing it for so long that you can't really tell, and then some people have been doing it for so long that it's obvious. so now. So
That was my very first drop.
that was a good one. And good timing.
Great moment.
Great timing. So, what I've learned is, people are not actors. Well, not people are not actors. The majority of us are not actors. And just on a panel, or even on a one-on-one.
Time out. Flag on the play. I disagree with that. Some of us are very good actors, but continue on.
You know what? You I guess you're right. But overall, most people, they're really not good actors, especially under pressure. And what I've learned on YouTube, well, what I've seen, especially on YouTube, is when people get in their feelings, a lot of them can't control it over the internet. So, to display anger, hurt, compassion, or even sadness on the levels that certain people display it, they're not actors. Certain things you just can't fake on the levels that they do it. They're not, I mean, some of them would deserve a Grammy, So for me, there's a lot of ways to filter out a lot of this stuff. And then the generic beefs, the ones where it's really there's not that much emotion involved, those are the ones that's more susceptible to plays. The ones where people actually feelings get hurt, and those usually get too personal to be actual plays.
Which brings me to this segue, and this is two-part. When you mentioned about feelings being hurt, my feelings have been hurt, and I believe many others' feelings have been hurt. Do you feel as though, and if you choose not to answer, that is fine, that you have hurt feelings either knowingly or you weren't aware that you may have hurt someone's feelings by something that you may have said or something that may have been done on your platform? Welcome, member Nafia. Thank you so much.
Well, either way, I've hurt people's feelings knowingly and unknowingly, willingly, intentionally, and unintentionally.
Well, you
That's,
can't
that's,
be
that's,
any more
yeah, that's
honest
pretty
and
straightforward with
transparent
that.
than
I
that.
mean,
Do you have any
I got my
regrets?
reasons. Anything I've done, any feelings that I've hurt intentionally, I have my reasons. I feel justified, and I did it. Well, that's why I did it. Because I hurting people's feelings is not my first nature. I'm actually a very compassionate person, and to hurt people or make people sad or make people afraid, that's a fear of mine. I don't like that. I don't like people feeling negative energy when they see me. So if I can avoid that, I usually try to be the nicest person, or I usually am the nicest person I can be, and people usually take advantage of that. And because of that, you got to deal with people a certain way. And now I get angry, and then I get mad at myself because I don't like to be angry. But they got people that love to make you angry. So how do you get somebody to stop doing something that bothers you, but they enjoy doing it to you? You know, you hurt them.
Now,
That's
I understand that, but at the same time, because I've done that. And again, I want people to know that I'm not sitting up on any perch or pedestal trying to purport that I'm just holier than thou individual. No, I am extremely flawed, and I've said that. I've shown that. I believe I have grown, but there's still so much I have to learn. And I've apologized to people publicly and behind the scenes, which brings me to this. I believe that most people have ways of contacting one another. Do you feel as though those that have those means to contact people, if they feel a certain way, because some things are delivered and received sometimes in a way that it is not meant, it's best to do it offline or run online and air your laundry, so to speak? Because to me, and this is just my opinion, it causes confusion. And for those that don't have the means, I guess that's the best way of doing so. But again, to me, that can cause confusion. Sometimes things can be worked out. I know in the past I've had some toe-to-toes with people. We've talked, and again, we've moved on, and things are fine. At least as far as I know. There are certain places that I won't go because I feel as though, again, it depends on how deep the cut is. Some things may still bother me, and if I know it's going to bother me or trigger me, to me, and this is just my thought, I'm not going to go to that area because it may open up a wound that I may think on the surface the incision is completely healed, but it may not be. So I don't really want to take that chance. Good morning, Dr. Nikki. How are you? And that's another positive woman there. So I'm going to drop your link so people can have the opportunity to check out your content, and you may pick up a few new followers. So if you would like to elaborate on that comment I just left, that would be perfect.
You talking to me or Miss Nikki?
To you, sis.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's early, I know.
I think I missed your last comment. I thought you were talking to Miss Nikki.
No, I was speaking about hurting feelings and moving on and regrets and things of that nature.
Yeah, behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. And do people can I'm big on conversations. I feel that most of the drama anywhere in people's life could have been solved with one conversation, could have been avoided with one conversation. But I also know that there's people that wants things to be a certain way because they like to deal with it in a negative way. There's people that don't like to deal with stuff in the most peaceful and most the best way, calm way to resolve it. There's people that feel like they have to deal with things in a, I don't want to say negative way, but in a way that is more aggressive, when they can get the same results. As far as if you want peace, you can have peace with a conversation instead of having peace with war. And some people rather the war than the conversation, but they say they want peace. And people's actions, I've had experiences, people's actions, when people could have done stuff behind the scenes and they don't, it's because they don't want to. So I've come to learn that from just trying to force people to do things behind the scenes first before they bring it to YouTube. And I started realizing that shit, they got people that just want it to be on YouTube. And how I've learned that is based on me having issues with people before and having conversations behind the scenes, and they can't help but to say something in front of the scenes, whether it be subliminally or straightforward. They can't help themselves. And when it's on YouTube and you bring it subliminally, let's say I make a general statement about an issue that me and you had, and we resolved it behind the scenes, but I'm on YouTube asking people, how do they feel about a scenario that's exactly the scenario that me and you went through, and then other people come speak on it, and they might speak negatively on the side that might be my side in the situation, but it's not about me because it's general. But these are the kind of games, and you learn that those people don't like to let shit go, because for some way or the other, they're gonna find ways to bring it to the front, whether it's subliminally or direct. And those are the people that you realize they don't really want to squash problems. They don't really want problems to end.
Well, I don't like problems, and I do know in life, whether it be professionally or personally, problems do come. If you have good interpersonal skills, I do believe, good morning, Desmond G, that they can be worked out. There are family members that I've had some really, really harsh words, and I mean words that I got from my mama that would probably get me checked by quite a few. But I'm human, and again, I said I'm not perfect, but I do try to promote a positive energy, atmosphere, and platform. People can feel safe in expressing themselves. And as I said, some of the conversations that I've had as far as the manosphere, bullying, organ harvesting, they can get a little bit intense. I had one the other night, and a couple of my supporters, they got into it, and at the end they were able to go off with a chuckle. So that is my intent. It doesn't always end up that way, and I don't, as I said before, like to go into the back and forth, but I see, as I said before, a lot of things, and I'm still trying to piece things together. And I do hold water. I also throw subliminals, because if I decide to act, my actions will be off of YouTube. So I don't need to run and make a video about a person. If it gets to the point where I feel as though I absolutely need to, and this is just me, I may, but I want to really try to stay away from that. And again, it depends on where you are. And also, I do understand the profit margin. And again, YouTube is a business. And we all know that sometimes negativity and drama sells. But I also believe that there are people that actually can articulate themselves and bring other types of content as well. So I believe it should be a balance. And that is what I try to bring. And those that I visit, they absolutely do bring both of those. And I've seen some of your content where you do the same. Now, to those that may have an issue with you, how do you deal with that? That those that have issues with you because of whatever situations you may have going on, do you ignore them for a while, or do you wait until, again, I'll use the word colloquialism comes out, you wanted my attention, now you got it? How long does it take for you to get to that point, or do you have to weigh the relevance, or if it's going to be conducive to your platform? And again, you don't have to answer that question if you do not want to. I just threw it out there.
I don't mind answering it. Different people, different I deal with differently, because everybody's not the same. Some people might try to find a problem with me just because they want my attention. Those people, for the most part, they don't get it until I feel like giving it to them, or if I feel like giving it to them at all. Some people, they do things that I probably wouldn't normally respond to, but because they did it on a certain platform, I'll respond because of the audience, because of the audience that they have reached. I might respond. Sometimes I won't. Sometimes I won't because certain people, no matter what platform they go on and talk and call my name, it's just gonna look bad on them. But I usually pick when I'm going to respond, and I usually don't respond on the time of the person that's trying to get my attention. But I take note of every last one of them.
So you basically have a file cabinet, a virtual file cabinet.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
You're funny.
Yeah.
So
I don't
those,
even make it be known. A lot of times I would hear stuff and don't say anything, but I'll take note of it.
so for those that have said, and just like with me, and I think many people, not all, but many, they've had negative things put up or that may make people look at you differently. How would you respond to that?
You said things that I've put up that made people look at me differently
No, things that others may have put up about you
about
or
me.
anyone, because I've seen things, and I'm sure people have seen things about me and may give me the side eye. How do you respond to that? Do you ignore it? Do you address, or do you just continue to forge ahead on what it is that you're doing and the growth of your platform? Because again, as I've said, sometimes, and this is a mantra that I live behind, sometimes in order to have things added onto you, things must be subtracted from you, and things truly have been subtracted from me just about a week ago. Me, of all people, was put in jail.
What?
Yes, I was put in jail. I was just close to my 4,000 mark. And I kid you not, a text came in and my gut told me, don't answer it. I used discernment, I kid you not. And then later on that day, I shared a post, and it was when Gil's Arena went live.
Mhm.
That man has done nothing to me. A
Right.
lot of people haven't. Now, understand, again, a lot of people have issues with a lot of people. Again, he's done nothing to me. In fact, and I've said this some time ago last year, he actually offered to donate to my lupus foundation. I declined that because of a particular association.
Right,
Again,
right.
done nothing to me. And that's all I have to say about that. And then the next day, I get the infamous email from YouTube about a video I did way back, either late January or early February. And
I
I'm
know what
like,
that is.
I mean, I laughed at it because I said, you know what? And I already see in my head the culprits.
Right,
But again, it's all good because I have awesome supporters, and you see where I am now.
right, right.
Now, again, that can happen
Congratulations on your
because
portrait.
I do have controversial topics every now and again. So I already know I have a target on my back. But what I said when I came back and when I was released from jail, and to those of you who put money on my books, thank you for that because I was hungry. But no, it's a true story that actually happened. And very few people reached out. Amelia was one of them to see if I was still breathing. So that told me a lot about character and who truly supports you. Because
Right, right.
quite honestly, I may not have been breathing. So I came back stronger. So what's meant to be will be. And that just leads me to you lose, but at the end, you'll win. So if this page goes and people are going to be combing through looking for every little word, I'm sure. I do have a backup channel, but do I want to start over? To be honest, no. But if it's meant and if it happens, it does. But to those responsible, I still exceeded my goal. You can take away the page, but you can't take away what I achieved. So with that, I believe you had a video or live that happened to your second page.
Yeah, I was able to
Hey,
beat it.
Damn D, how are you? Shout out to Damn D. Thank you. I'm out of jail now. Yes, I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead and see.
Yeah,
That's what I
happened to
mean.
me.
People say a lot about D, and I didn't like him, and I told him that in the very, very beginning because of an association. But sometimes you have to sit and watch how people move, and I'll tell the story so everyone will know. And D will stamp this. I told him I don't really care too much for you and I want to put up a video. And I always ask people first, is it okay? And he was like, I don't care. And I had to sit down and think about it. And I was like, my gut and heart told me, you know what? That may not be a good idea. And I didn't. And he's been cool. As a matter of fact, he was the first one who spammed his chat, and he normally doesn't do that for people to subscribe to this channel. So that got me halfway to the point. Then I had others that came in that just boosted me while I was in jail. So again, thank you to those responsible because what you meant for evil actually turned out for good. So yeah, so back to your page and there he is right there, TMK Media. I have a link up there for Sis. Awesome drops. TMK Media has a video or drop called Yayo. I'm gonna look at it when we get off this. But this is the gentleman I was speaking about. You all may want to link up and share some ideas. But you have a video or had a live, I believe, about your other channel that's pretty close to your next goal. Do you want to talk about that or no?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I got flagged for a video that was a couple months old. There's an effort by a group of people to take down my channels because they don't like me. So they're just combing through all my content and going through old videos trying to find ways to flag me. So that's what I've been going through. And pretty much, I've found ways to protect myself, but I realize that a lot of these people do things to you that they don't want to be done to themselves. So, with that being said, I've been flagging these people right back.
Yes, Letitia, Third Eyes POB. You can drop the backup channel. I can see your comment. So you said that the same thing basically. There is an effort to comb through videos to hey there, Douglas Cook, long time. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Yes, and that's why like I said, I've had this other channel for a bit. I just need watch hours, and actually I need to start doing quiet streams on that to get those up. But unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with. And many people I've heard say that they don't want to take people's money out of their child's mouths or things of that nature. But when you do that, you're doing that. Now, I've done things off of YouTube, but it never took anything out of anyone's mouth. And if you're coming at me in an egregious, vile manner, then I have to fight you back.
Right.
And I will. I don't like the jibber jabber. I mean, if I need to, I'll do it, but that is really not the energy that I want to put out, because as I've said so many times, when you do that, it's like an ant that finds a crumb or something, a poison crumb, and they'll bring it back to their colony, and eventually they'll poison the entire colony. And that's not what I want for this platform or those that come into the chat. I don't want anybody that's in the chat that's a creator that their chat one day, if they go live, gets infiltrated with trolls or negativity because they were on my page.
Right.
And sometimes you cannot help that, but that makes me really feel bad, because that's not my intent, and I don't want that to happen.
I don't really my chat don't really have too much trolls in it. But you know, people do troll. You know.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying, as a general rule, you know, that some of pages, whether they're large or small, there are people that really can start a lot of confusion. I've taken many measures to try to curtail that. However, they may not always work, but I think for the most part, they have. Digital footprints are real, ladies and gentlemen. I've had people that some people may know, may not, depending upon if you ever are over here, that pop up from other platforms. They're not normal people, so I caution anyone, before you make a mistake and say something or do something that's negative or disparaging, I would think twice about that. And no, I'm serious, and that's why, for the most part, everything has been clear. Again, I've forgiven people. I also slowly have to walk away from certain things, which brings me to this. And again, if you're not comfortable in answering it, I understand. Disparaging remarks against women and or men. How do you feel about that?
Disparaging remarks.
As being, put it this way, as being cis on YouTube.
Cis
not
on
you
YouTube,
in real life, because I don't know you in real life, on YouTube.
Well, even on YouTube, there's a large aspect of cis, the real person. So, and because of me, I can't say I don't disparage people, but I don't that's not a thing that I'm into doing, just disparaging women. However, if somebody mess with me, I can mess with them back. And I I can do it. I can do it worse than I do, and I don't. So on YouTube, I feel like I do it in a YouTube kind of way, whereas others take that shit overboard. But anybody I've disparaged have disparaged me. So when it comes to disparaging men or women, I mean, don't mess with people, they won't mess with you. And the people that just mess with people and disparage people for no reason, you deserve whatever punishment or consequences you get.
Okay, fair. So another question. When it comes to women and calling them out of their names, because I've been called everything from both men and women who don't even know me. And I'm like, are you serious? You've never even had a conversation with me, but listening to other people, and maybe that's just part of their ilk. I'm not sure, but again, and I've talked to people behind the scenes about that. I like many people, but there are certain things that I do not like, and that is disparaging remarks because it's been done to me and it doesn't feel good. We also know that being called certain names, and Judge Joe Brown has said this many times, it's not against the law. Hurting someone's feelings is not against the law. However, when it morphs into defamation, slander and libel, that's a different thing. So being called names, that's something unfortunately we can't get away from, but I will let creators know if I see that, then I'm going to dip until that part is over, and then I'll return, because I don't want to be associated with that or being called a hypocrite as someone who thought behind a troll account that I didn't know who they were, but they use a particular word all of the time. So again, I'm an analyst. I look at patterns, and I knew who that person was immediately. So again, I don't give attention to certain individuals because I feel as though that is what they want. And again, it's not worth the time, headache, or energy. But just know I'm not foolish. I'm quiet for the most part, but I see and hear and can differentiate a lot. But back to that, and Biz said that, if you all are going in on certain conversations, he'll leave out, and it's just out of respect. But that doesn't mean that the person can't like you. They may not like some of the things that are said. That is why you have the option to leave out. And then when everything is back calm and you're comfortable, then people return. How do you feel about that?
That's pretty much how I deal with it. I don't see no other way to deal with it. You don't like what's going on, you separate yourself, and you don't have to participate. There was many a times when I've been in chats where the content creator might have strayed from what the topic is and started talking about someone or some things that I didn't agree with, and you just wouldn't see me typing anymore. In that moment, I probably will return. You know what I mean? But it's the best way to avoid stuff, in my opinion, and Biz does a good job of that.
He really does, and I think many people can, but there is, like I said, in my opinion, a population of people who, if they see you in certain places, automatically think, or will shout out, "Oh, you're the ops." No, and that's what Information Man Show said, and he was so correct about that. Unless you know the facts or the details, or phones are tapped or whatever, you don't know what conversations may be had behind the scenes. And I let people know all the time, I'm not really with that. I'm going to support you, but if that conversation is happening, you're not going to see me. And after it's over, or at least when I feel as though it's over, I'll return. But that's just me. That's just me. And again, I support people that, there may be people in this chat now that may support people that I've had issues with. Again, people are welcome here. Just be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll come into your chat. I mean, if I'm a member, to me, it makes no sense to be a member and not show up at least to press the like button.
Right.
I mean, you need to get your money's worth and then show the creator.
Right.
You appreciate what they do. Now, if you're subscribed to a lot of people, we already know, unless you've been cloned and multiplied, you can't be everywhere
right.
at one time. But I at least try to go by and give a like. I may throw in some comments when time permits. But if you're a member, I think that's something that one should do. I mean, we should be leaving comments anyway if we like the content. And I'll have to stress that word, if. But if you didn't, I don't think you become a member blindly. I could be wrong.
No.
But who knows? So last question, because I've got to, Lord have mercy, take a quick hour nap and then get the suit ready so I can get out of here and go to my quote unquote 9 to 5. But do you think that there are any fences that you have right now that are not mended, could be in time through conversation, or is it gone too far where you don't want to have that conversation, or you feel as though there's no way it could be salvageable? And I'll put my mic on mute.
Yeah, with some people, a conversation a long time ago could have fixed a lot of things, and then with maybe one or two people, there's probably I'm still might be open for a conversation. But for the most part, I don't have no ill will or any grudge. I just don't want those people around me, those other people. So for some people, I just rather, they go their way, I go mine. If I see them, I'll act like I don't see them. They can act like they don't see me, and just keep it like that. And we can have no issues. We can coexist with no issues. But when I say coexist, if I'm in a neutral place where, I might run into them. But as far as my platform and stuff like that, I don't want those people nowhere around me. So for some people, it's just best we just, part ways and just leave it as that, with no ill will or no malice towards each other.
Absolutely. And Andrea says, unfortunately, unhappy folks, Algie. Andrea will drop some gems that I don't even expect. So let me go back to the beginning because she had me laughing. Unfortunately, unhappy folks are algae eaters at the bottom of the barrel. Well, I cannot disagree with that. Unfortunately, unhappy people do sometimes keep things going, or as some people will say, ride the wave, but we also know that waves eventually will slow. And then I guess you'll get on the next bandwagon that comes through town. Again, that's just my opinion. It's not right, it's not wrong, but I've been around for many years, not on YouTube, but just in life. And to me, it's systemic. It happens. But
Hmm.
I don't really like to see some of the ugliness that I have as of late. And prayerfully, those things can be worked out if they can be worked out, or as you said, be able to coexist without really being connected,
Right.
where it won't bring harm to your platform, their platform, or households, because we don't know what a person's situation is. And we need to be mindful of that, because those, in my opinion, who sit there and wake up plotting, I mean, before you even give thanks to the Creator, if that's a belief,
Hmm.
you're already taking notes and plotting on people. And you may not see it right now, but I'm telling you, that comes back. When you're at the pinnacle, or what you may believe is the pinnacle of your success,
Hmm.
just like Jericho, those walls will start crumbling. And then
Right.
you'll wonder, why is all of this happening to me? Think back as to what you may have done to someone else.
Right.
I can say that because it's happened to me. Again, I'm not perfect, but I'm not where I used to be either. We have
Hmm.
to learn. Either be humble or be humbled. And I think a lot of people have seen that. So, do you have any gems of encouragement and suggestions to people new to becoming a YouTuber slash content creator, and how to survive on these mean YouTube street?
Actually, I do. Always remember that it's called YouTube. Be you. Be an honest you. Because when you're a content creator and you're doing YouTube, you're supposed to be given, well, you should be given a part of you that you're sharing with the people. And when you're not true to yourself, you become something that you're not, and you might even become something that you don't want to be. So share the things that you think people would like, that you have to offer, as far as your content, and getting people to understand the personality of your page. And if you want to indulge in other stuff, you can. Just understand that there should be a balance, and make sure you set a boundary. There should be certain things you're not willing to do, no matter what. And you set certain boundaries, and then you try to live. You try to basically do YouTube based on those boundaries. And what that'll help is, it'll help filter out all the people that mean you no good. And it might take time, because if you're building a core audience, you want to build them off of you, because that's what's gonna make them grow with you. Because if you're not building your platform off of you, you're liable to change at any given time on the people. And that's not a genuine YouTuber.
Well, that was definitely poignant and profound. I have nothing more for you, Mr. Sis. Thank you so much for an enlightening and professional and pleasant dialogue. I'm going to be on for a few more moments, so everyone should have mod wrenches where you can drop your links. And again, I would like to thank everyone that came on and supported this platform, and also Sis as well. Sis, again, thank you so much again for extending kindness to me on this platform, and when I was on yours. So I'm going to, again, be on here for a bit. It says you can go on about your day. I'm sure you have plenty lined up. Put your armor on and watch out for those strikes.
Thank you,
I'm
and
going
you
to have
have a
to get
good
some
day.
bowling shoes and a bowling ball for myself as well. They're
Okay,
out there.
right. And I appreciate you for allowing me to come on your platform, and I'll be around. So you have a good day, and thank you again.
You as well. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. All right, everyone. Thank you, Letitia. And while Joker Ace, I'm not sure who you are speaking to. Hopefully, we did not get a bad person that came in. Again, as I've mentioned before, I do my best in to keep that away, but it's not always a guarantee. So I will be here for a little while longer so that everyone, thank you, highly favored, can go ahead and it was a troll. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. While I'm not surprised, I didn't see them. So hopefully someone zapped them. Let me make sure everybody has their tools to connect. Thank you, Warren. And thank you, Wild Joker Ace, for that. Again, as I said, I did not see that. And thank you for catching that. Or whomever caught that. I truly appreciate it. And again, you all make sure that you're careful with your pages, because many are under attack for various reasons, as we know. Some things you can control, others you can't. And again, and I'll make it clear, I support many people. And I have conversations that some do not know about. So before you make assumptions, false assumptions that I might be supporting certain things, no, that isn't the case. I may support that person, but the actual topic may be something that I don't support. And those people know that. Those people know that. And I know that. And the creator knows that. So to be quite honest, those are the only people that really matter. But for some that need that validation and need to hear me say that, now you know. So please make sure that you keep in mind that people can and do change. Some don't. Thank you, Distracting One. Hold on, let me give you. Okay, good. Let's see who else is in here. Thank you, The John Show. Hold on, highly favored. You all make sure you take the opportunity to drop your links. And again, my disclaimer is before you blindly subscribe to anyone, please make sure you actually look at the content first and make sure that is something that you want to do. I have learned that blindly subscribing has been at one time a detriment to me and perhaps others. So again, be prudent and responsible. Make sure that you review all content. And again, people do enjoy entertainment. I enjoy entertainment, but some aspects of entertainment I have to step away from and then I'll come back. So, you all take the opportunity, if you haven't already, to drop your links. And again, thank you to Letitia's Third Eye POV. Thank you to Distracting One. Also, thank you, Long Live EA. And thank you to Sis Got a Wrench 2.0 and Sis Wabbit. Oh, wow, I hate saying that word, but out of respect, Sis Wabbit with a wrench for becoming a member, and to the three aforementioned, who was Letitia, Distracting One, and Long Live EA. Thank you so much for your blessings. May they be returned abundantly. And let me make sure I did not miss anyone inadvertently. Oh, how did I forget? Damn DPOV for putting money on my books. Shout out to Damn DPOV. And let's see, Letitia, I think you have yours. Yes, you do. Highly favored. Thank you. And MG707, thank you so much for also coming by to show support. And I hope you enjoyed that interview. And let me give you your tool really quickly so people can check you out. Give me a second, please. There you go. And who else? The John Show. Douglas Cook. Again, thank you. Wild Joker Ace. Letitia. Roll Rich. Give me a second, Roll Rich, if you're still here. And again, those that are here should be able to drop your links. And again, welcome to all of the members that came in. Julia Graham, thank you so much. Adding this blog. Ronald Jones, Aikichi. Santa Faran, thank you for coming in. Writers for Life. Your shorty Rachel. Number, thank you so much for coming in. Miss Joe Lavisa, thank you so much for coming in. Ronita, new member, thank you so much. Life Journey, very big supporter, coming in again. Distracting One. Abdul Rahman, if you're still here, you may drop your link as well. Siz's links are already dropped. We unlock. If you're here, you may drop your link. If not, those of you with your blue jackets should be able to connect. Real Time TV. Not sure if you're still in. If you are, you have your links to drop as well. Miss Lala Love, thank you so much for coming and joining in and sharing your perspective. And I'm not sure if you are still here. If you are, let me make sure that you as well have your tool to connect with those you may wish to connect with. Again, I'll be here for a bit to allow others the opportunity to connect with one another. Mama Media, good morning and thank you. King Me member, thank you so much. Draco, W. Murek Blog, Amelia, it's me, Lori, Roll Rich, Nafia, member, Dr. Nikki, highly favored, Desmond G. Also, good morning and thank you so much for stopping through. And I hope you enjoyed this interview / discussion with Sis. And I think that may be everyone. Let me go back and check to be sure. Don't want to leave anyone out. Again, I'll keep this up for a bit. The John Show, TMK Media, MG 707, Edonoth Dalboff Blog, thank you. Andrea Smith, thank you. Warren Getty, and see who else is here that I may have forgotten. Okay, hopefully everyone has, hey, there it is, what it is. I didn't even see you. Hold on for one moment. Not sure how I missed you. But everyone, you all, if you're still in here, should have the tools. Let's drop your links and connect with one another. It is what it is. Hold on for a moment. I do not know how I missed you. One moment, please. All right, I just subscribed to you. Give me one moment. It is what it is. If you're still here, you may also drop your link. And I'll keep this on until about 10 of 12. Thank you so much, The John Show. Awesome. So for those that are still here, if you have not already, please make sure that you hit the like button. It is free. You're already peeping, so why not just take a moment to take your little finger and hit thumbs up. And for those that are still here, you all have the tools to either drop your links or connect with others that you wish to connect with. Again, I implore everyone, and that includes me as well, that before you subscribe to someone, you take a look at their content. Do not blindly subscribe, because you may encounter a troll or two. As I was notified by Wild Joker Ace, a troll did come in. But thank you to whomever was able to get that individual out, and for me not being able to see that. So I appreciate those efforts. Thank you. Lord, let me make it through this day. And again, everyone, please thank special guest Sis taking time out his busy day to dialogue and converse. It was extremely peaceful and, in my opinion, very transparent. And that is what I would like to be able to continue to do with others again on and off of YouTube. I think it's extremely important to establish relationships or mend fences that may have been broken at one time, if that's possible. And I believe all things are possible, and some things that may not be, you can still be able, as Sis said earlier, to coexist and just go each other's way without causing harm, intentionally or unintentionally, against others. Because at the end of the day, it serves no good purpose. It really doesn't. And I repeat, I support many people. Some people may have others in chats that may feel a different way about others. Again, I can't control that. And there are certain behaviors or things that are said that I don't prescribe to. And those creators know that. But it doesn't stop me from supporting them. And they know that as well. So these conversations, they've been had. I don't even know why Riaz is in here, because I've seen him in other chats and he's never spoken. But again, if you're here and you did support, you're welcome. But if you're spamming, as the John Show just mentioned, please don't do that. That is a pet peeve of mine. And the John Show says people who use YouTube as a business shouldn't intermingle with trolls, in my opinion. I am slowly learning certain trolls. Some I already know and should not be here anyway. That's why I wasn't able to see Young Riaz. Again, I've seen you, Young Riaz, in many chats, and you've never uttered not one word to me. At one time, you used to be Iron Riaz. So, again, as I mentioned earlier, I may see many things and not say anything. But I've seen you for months now, and this is the very first time I've seen you here. But since you are here, I welcome you. But please don't make a mistake by being disparaging or negative in any way, shape, or form. And if we're clear on that, welcome and thank you for tuning in.